Hello, everyone. Susan Campfield here with Suestampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. I have balloons today. My team members threw me a party on Thursday, Thursday, a couple days ago, to celebrate my million, and they had decorations and balloons and the whole thing. It was amazing. I'm going to go over to comments here so I can see who is joining me. Oh, Diana, you got your packet. Oh, thank goodness. I was tracing it again last night, and I'm like, why are they not delivering it? So I think that's the last one. I think everybody got their packets, except for the people that asked the post office to hold them because they're traveling. So hurrah. So glad to have you here at Crafternoon. Good Crafternoon, everybody. This is my monthly class. Anyone who placed a $50 order with me last month got a packet in the mail to make this project along with me. This is a fun fold card. This is one that has been requested. Stampin' Up, the artist or the concept artist at Stampin' Up made me a gorgeous, gorgeous card to celebrate my million. And it was a fun fold card, and it was 6x6 size. And many of you asked if I could recreate that in a smaller size that would fit in a standard envelope, I should say standard card size, I guess. And so I have done that, not only in vertical, but also in landscape. So the card we're making today in this video is the vertical version. I'm also going to show you a bunch of alternate designs and the landscape alternate designs. All of those, all of the instructions, step-by-step photos, measurements, all the things will be in the PDF tutorial. If you are on my team, or if you placed a qualifying order last month, you will get that PDF tutorial for free. It will also be available for purchase. I'll also have pretty pictures of all of these cards up on my blog. So if you want to know when that blog post goes live, let me find it. You can go to suestampfield.com, click on subscribe, and then you'll get the blog post notification when it's up. It will be later this week, so you'll need to give me a little time. I spend hours and hours and hours making sure the tutorial is minutely explained so that you don't have any questions. So let's dive right in. I'm going to go to my desktop here. Let's see. I got to hit the right buttons. Okay, there we go. Found it. Take a sip, everyone. I got my stamps over here. All right, so I'm going to start by showing you the card that we're going to make, and then I'll walk you through it. Okay. So actually, you know what? I should start with, I got so much mess on both sides of my desk. I have to very carefully stagger my camera so you can't see the mess. So I'm going to preface this by showing once again the card that Stampin' Up sent me. So this was the card that they sent me, which I absolutely love. Because of the large size, they did have to make a custom envelope for that. And this is the belly band that was on the envelope and card. So let's look at the card here. So it opens up like this. And inside we have this this flap, or this section that has pieces decorated in it. One of the things I loved about this card, so many things to love, was the fact that they decorated the inside cover. They decorated the flap, they decorated the back of the flap, they decorated the part where it was signed by Shelley and Sarah, and then they even decorated the back of the card, which is amazing. So when I did this packet, I did a packet for all of my customers that placed a qualifying order last year, or last month, not last year, Susan, last month. And there were a lot of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So because it was so many packets, I had to come up with a design where I could actually get the die cutting done. This particular card, I counted, if you count all the designer paper, the card base itself, the layers, all of the different die cuts and things, there are over 70 pieces on this one card. There's even vellum here. I know it doesn't show up on camera, but there's a vellum layer there. There were 70 pieces involved on this card. I was making over 100 packets. So if I did 70 pieces, I would still be die cutting those and you guys wouldn't have a packet. So I had to recreate it in a more doable fashion, but still keep the prettiness, right? So I'm going to show you the alternates, and Yeah, we'll look at all of them and then I'll show you how to make it. So here is, this is the version that people got in a packet. In fact, there were two different, because I had such a large group, there are two different patterns of paper depending on which packet you got. So this one is with, I featured the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper and the Thoughtful Wishes bundle, but I still use the same dies that Stampin' Up! Used, which are the Countryside Corner dies. Any nesting dies would work great for this style of card. So we're going to open it up, and inside we have that flap, again, smaller size. This is the vertical card. I did want to add some decor, just to try to get that flavor that they had of the extra extra dimensions, extra bling, like on the inside cover. I just love that. And then we move the flap over here, and on the back we have our sentiment, some more die cuts, and then this is where you'll write your personal message. You might want to just make maybe a little pencil mark right here so that you know kind of the distance that you have, so you don't go, you can kind of keep that hidden from the other side. So this, some of you might have this pattern, which features the boho blue. Some of you might have the pattern that I'm going to put together in the video, which has Lost Lagoon. They both are going to look awesome. So this is the one that many of you have as a packet. And then I did some, so this is the vertical version. And oh, you might be wondering, what is the name of this fun fold? Well, because it was based on the $1 Million Achiever fold that Stampin' Up! Designers created, I am calling this 1 in a Million Fun Fold card. Okay, so that is the name of this fun fold, 1 in a Million. And super fun. So let me show you some of the alternate designs I came up with. This one uses the Inspiring Snapdragons bundle, which is on sale right now, as is the Thoughtful Wishes bundle, as part of the Stampin' Up! Stamps and Dies sale in June here. These are really fun. I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but there is the die is a two-piece, so there's a solid background and then the detailed part. I did cut the solid part out of Designer Series paper. It's the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper back there. And then fun little technique that's called rock and roll on our little dragonfly there. And then this one opens up like this. And I had a lot of fun decorating the inside of this one. Again, that Unbounded Beauty paper and some more of the Snapdragons. They come with 3 different sizes, large, medium, and small. And so I wanted to showcase all of them. Another little dragonfly that comes in that set. Again, I'm using the Countryside Corners inside the card. They work just great on this. Again, any nested die would work well for this. You could use some of our nested dies we have right now are the Nested Essential dies. You could also use the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are actually back in stock right now. Like this one we did with this shows you the Spotlight on Nature dies. This is one of the smaller circles. There's a larger circle that would work really well with this design. And those are back in stock right now. So, so this one is the Inspired Snapdragon version. Again, on both of these, I use the Dashing Designs embossing folder because it's cool and I love it. All right. And then this next one is a sneak peek of some new products that are coming in the online exclusives that are happening starting in July. I believe, I want to say it's July 5th that these will become available. Now, the embossing folder I used is actually from the annual catalog. It's a swirl embossing folder. It's huge. It can do large pieces or lots of strips if you were mass producing for a Christmas cards or something. This new bundle, oh gosh, I'm blanking out on the name of this new bundle. Mary, do you know? I didn't prep her for this at all, so I don't know if she knows, but it's, yeah, sorry. I will look that up and I'll have that tonight when I go live tonight. So, but it's adorable. It comes with the sled. And then inside we have the skates, which are also adorable. Super cute. Now I use the Country Wood Designer Series paper for both the sled and this piece inside. That is currently out of stock, but it will be back. Oh, July 3rd is when online exclusives start. Thank you so much, Mary. I knew it was an odd number and not an even number, but that's about how far as I got. And on the back here we have may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And this greenery is also from this set that I can't remember the name of, and I don't even know where it is right now because my craft room is messy. But super fun, and I love that swirl look. It just made me think of snow, and so I thought that was snow and ice. I thought that was a good matchup there. So Sophisticated Sled, thank you, Diane Hamilton. Sophisticated Sled is the name of this bundle. Again, this will be available to customers starting July 3rd, and it will be available to it's available for demonstrator to pre-order right now. Okay, I'm going to set this over here. So now let's talk about the landscape version. So there are 3 vertical versions. The landscape version, the first one I'm going to show you, is really an homage to this card that Stampin' Up! Made for me. And this one, my team members will be making, my direct team members will be making this next week at our team meeting. So this one I also had to do a lot of packets on because I have a wonderful team of 96 directs. So again, I couldn't do 70 die cuts on it, but I wanted to get the same flavor. So I also used, for this one, Stampin' Up! Used, again, another sneak peek. This is the Golden Greenery. Is that the name of the, I'm not locked into the new names yet. I'm so sorry. Hang on. Yeah, Golden Greenery is the name of the bundle, and that's where the dies come from. Now, the flowers that Stampin' Up! Used are from a bundle called Translucent Floral. That one has actually been around for quite a while. It is on low inventory right now, but it is, I believe, part of the bundle special. Not 100% on that. I think it is, but it is on low inventory right now. Now, Stampin' Up!, when they did theirs, they did stamp on the back of this vellum. This vellum is part of the Golden Greenery suite of products. I didn't stamp on mine because I'm not allowed to do stamped images through the mail, but you could certainly get a similar look by sponging on the backside. I actually liked it just with the vellum and the layer behind. All right, so let's talk about the landscape version. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to open it up, and again we have the fun flap in the center. This one did require some thought on my part because we don't have paper that long to do one piece. So and I was like, how did Stampin' Up! Do that's, you know, it's already 12 inches plus you add another 3 in the middle. How did they, you know, do that? But it was 2 pieces, just very cleverly hidden. So I did the same on this version. So this was my version. Again, I used the Countryside Corner dies, and just like Stampin' Up!, I used the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper, and then the Golden Greenery dies, and then the paper. I don't recall the name of the paper offhand because it's across the room, but it's part of that whole suite of products, and it is beautiful. And I love that Stampin' Up! Used it for a non-Christmas thing, which is super cool. So this is my version. My direct team members will be making this landscape version next Thursday at our team meeting. Super fun. And then I did another landscape version. You know, because when you're doing when you're recreating a 6x6 card, you could go either way. Now, both of mine, I chose to have it this way so that it would be a little more stable for standing instead of having the fold at the top like Stampin' Up! Did. Theirs does stand actually just fine because there are 70 layers on it. It's hefty. There's some weight to this one, but just a card that has less on it, I was just afraid would be too tippy. So our 1 in a million fun fold in the 2 versions. Oh, I have one more version to show you. Sorry, another landscape. Again, this is with that whole suite of the Golden Greenery designer paper, and there's some fun patterned vellum with gold on it. These are all online exclusive things, so sneak peek. This stamp set from Golden Greenery is super cool. You can see Stampin' Up! Used it back here as well, and I love that two-tone look, which is, it's two different stamps, so super easy. The vellum is also part of the Golden Greenery. That one I've got right here. I can grab it. It is called Graceful Greenery Vellum is the vellum, and there's one pattern in here. See if you can see it better. There's the flowers over here are done with this pattern of vellum, and this one, the vellum, the gold vellum, is this right here. You get 3 different patterns of vellum. This one is actually embossed. You could use any of them on this card, and it's called Gold Mercury Vellum. Again, part of that online exclusives that are coming. So let's look at the inside of this one. Now, I used the same embellishments on this that Stampin' Up! Used on my card, and it's so funny because they were in my drawer, but I just kind of had overlooked them. Let me see what the name of those is. Here it is. They are called Iridescent Foil Gems, and they are super cool. They are in the annual catalog. I had just overlooked them. So they're clear epoxy pieces with little bits of gold glitter, and they have a little iridescence to them. So they're just dress anything up. So yeah, it's so beautiful you're afraid to cut it. I know, right? But absolutely gorgeous. And a little bit really adds a lot. So we're going to open this one up. And a lot of these are die cut right out of the paper. I am going to look at the paper name here. Hang on. So I feel bad I didn't have that for you. So sorry. Season of Green and Gold. That is the name of the Designer Series paper. I love the gold touches in this paper. So the bells are die cut right from that. This pine bough is die cut right from that. So it matches the Golden Greenery. And then you fold it here, and here I added in some of that decoration, like, you know, holding true to the Stampin' Up! Version. And then I actually used a bigger piece of that gold vellum behind here at the back just to add some extra sparkle. Now this one I did cover up a lot of the middle. You could certainly do, because these are nested dies, the countryside corners, you could actually capture the inside of that, making this more of a frame, and use that on another project to make your paper go a little bit farther. So this is how that stands up like all the others. So let's do a little recap here. So these are the 2 landscape versions. Instructions for these will be in the PDF tutorial. These are the vertical versions right here, and this is what we're going to make right now. So let's dive right in. Let's set all these aside. Set this aside so I don't get it messed up. It's traveled all over. It's already getting a little bit beat up. All right, so let's grab, now I've buried all my stuff here. Hang on. All right, let's grab a packet. So if you placed a qualifying order last month, you're going to have a packet in your hands for this. Hey, if you didn't place a qualifying order last month, that's okay. Place one this month and you'll be included next month. So this one, you might have this version, which is the same as what I just showed you. This inner pattern or the front pattern might be slightly different because I was able to get 2 out of a sheet on this one and 3 out of a sheet on that one, but similar colors. And that one is the boho blue. So you might want to have some boho blue ink. The stamp sets I used for this one was the Thoughtful Wishes, which is part of this bundle where I did these die cuts. And the Country Birdhouse was the one I did the happy birthday from. The other packet that you might have is this one that has Lost Lagoon. So I would go with the Lost Lagoon ink for this one. When I put this one together, since I actually don't have a finished sample of that one, so let's make that one together. So why am I opening this? I don't want this opened yet. There are a lot of little pieces in here, and I don't want to lose any of them. So I'm going to actually just leave that closed for now. I am going to put this right on top of that little bag. You can even put it inside if you want. And let's start with our card base. So our card base for this card is 5.5 inches by 11. And I have scored it at let's see, is that the right dimensions? Yes, it's 5.5 by 11, and I scored it at 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. And we're going to accordion fold it. Now I did fold it just so I could get it in the envelope. We're actually going to fold it backwards because that is the part that's going to be on the inside and that we're going to be attaching our pieces to. So let's, the center fold, I'm going to fold it this other way. So that is mountain. And then this one, I'm going to fold forward, making a valley fold. Where is my bone folder? Bone folder. Here it is. Found it. Bone folder here. It is raining here once again in Minnesota, so I do have a dog at my feet. It's not thundering or anything. She's just a little anxious. All right, so we did this one. So we've got that, those, let's see, this was a mountain, this was a valley. Now we're going to do another valley right here. So let's put that down and crease that really well. And again, this fold is called, I'm calling it the 1 in a million fun fold card. And look at that, it makes an M. So easy to remember, 1 in a million fun fold card, right? So, Mary Ann question, you want to know, can we buy the PDF of this card? Yes, there will be a PDF available for purchase. It is not done yet. I will tell you that some of these cards I just finished right before this video. So the PDF tutorial will be available later this week. I'll have a blog post up as soon as it's available. So if you go ahead and subscribe to my blog right here, then you will get an email as soon as that post is available and as soon as that PDF tutorial is available. All right, I'm going to pop back over here. Making sure I'm checking all the comments here. So now we're going to start putting our card together. Now, Stampin' Up, when they did their card, they adhered the flap down. I mean, you can see it's open here, but they did the same thing, but they closed that flap. So I did the same on my card. Okay, I didn't leave it open. We're going to adhere that down. So this is the back side of the card, and I'm going to put some tear and tape on here, and I'm going to seal that. You want a very strong adhesive for this, or it will pop off. So I'm going to use tear and tape. If you don't have tear and tape, I would say some other very strong adhesive, maybe a strong liquid glue, something like that. Possibly even the Seal Plus. And if you really want to ensure that it's, going to stay nice and flat, you can put 2 pieces on. Totally up to you. I'll do that here. So I've got my 2 pieces of tear and tape, and I'm just rubbing those flat. That makes it easier for me to get the edge, get the backing off. Let me grab, found it, take your pick tool right here, and just pull up that backing on this one and on this one. Okay, and go ahead and pull those off. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and seal this up. Okay, so I'm pressing those together. Give it a good press. Take your bone folder and burnish it so that that is not going to go anywhere. All right, this Take Your Pick tool wants to join the party, and it's not time for it to join the party. So I'm going to put it in a timeout. There we go. All right, so there we have our M has now been smushed at the top, all right? But this gives us that flap for attaching things to, okay? So now we can get more into the decorating. Now, again, I had to dial back because of the large number of cards I was doing. So on this particular one, I didn't have any decoration on the flap, although you certainly could do that. Stampin' Up! Did put the vellum. The greenery vellum is on the flap here. It's hard to see here. And on the back, they did not put any decoration. So, but that would be an option. You certainly could. All right, so we're going to attach our designer series paper. This is not designer paper, Susan. This is called an embossed piece. This 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece has been embossed with the Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. So I'm just going to get my adhesive. Now, this embossing folder, you can do it either way. I haven't found a preference. I usually do it with the circles raised up that side. But you know, if you like the other side better, I honestly don't think it matters. But I do want to put a fair amount of adhesive on this, especially since Minnesota has turned into a tropical rainforest. There's a lot of moisture in the air. Now, before I stick this on, I am going to just show you something here. So sometimes when we do all these folds and things, the edges don't quite line up. Sometimes they will stick out a little bit. So if like in this one, it's really minute. I'm being super picky here, but it's just a hair short, like literally 1/64th of an inch, maybe even less. So I'm actually going to turn it over to the side that is the longer side, because nobody's ever going to notice the back, right? So totally personal preference. All right, and now I'm going to stick on my front piece here. And again, I get overly picky about stuff. I'm just trying to center this so that I have about the same amount of space on the top, bottom, and both sides. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we get the fun part of decorating it. So we're gonna before we open up our little baggie, let's go ahead and give this a home. It is gonna go here. We're actually not gonna stick it down quite yet because there's a piece that goes under it. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we will get ready to do the rest of the decorating. So for right now, we're gonna pull out some of our die cuts. Now, you have 2 die cut pieces in here. They're from the gorgeous Thoughtful Wishes Stamp and Die bundle. That one is on sale this month as well. And you might be wondering, well, how am I going to get all these? There's a die on the front here, there's a die inside, there's a die there, there's a die there. Well, we are actually going to very strategically cut apart this large die and use it in 3 different spots. So set that one aside. Right now, we're going to use this one in its entirety. Now, I like to keep things a little bit loose, and I love the look of white on white. If you don't like the look of white on white, you could take a blending brush in either boho blue or Lost Lagoon, whichever color, do a bunch of the blending on a scrap paper, and do a little shadow blending here to make these flowers pop out a little bit more. Or yes, you could also do the flowers. You could do it either way, blend the flowers. Either one, doesn't matter. I'm going to leave mine white because that is my preference. It may not show up well on the camera here, but in person, it is just very obvious that those are there. So let's see if I can raise it up so you can see. Yeah, they do show. Now, I preferred to keep this loose. You can go either way on that. You could put some glue dots on these little flowers. We're going to tack this end down for sure. You could put some glue dots on those little flowers, or you could take dots of multi-purpose liquid glue. And Linda Carver, I know I told you we weren't going to use liquid glue on this card, but I thought later that, you know, that's really a personal preference, and maybe some people would prefer to tack it down. So I'll do that on this one just to show you how I do that. So I just added a teeny tiny little dot to some of the flowers on the end here. And then I'm going to take this strip, I'm going to flip it over. Again, remember, yours might be slightly different. If you have this packet, the back side would look more like that. Both work. So I'm going to take my adhesive on the back side of this strip and put this right here to the side. And this is cut, it's 5 1/4, as you can see. I think it's 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. I'd wait for the tutorial on that one. I think I'm right, but in case I'm wrong. Oh, I stuck it down. I don't want to stick it down yet. Sorry. Pull it right back up. And I'm going to slide the end of this under. If you already stuck yours down and you didn't stick your end in, my bad, sorry about that. It's okay, you can always stick this down and just trim off the end so that it looks like it's stuck under. Whoops. All right, there we go. Tack those down. So that is, you can see how I accidentally bent it backwards. That's one of the drawbacks of leaving it loose, that can happen. So by sticking it down here, it's gonna be a little more protected, okay? Patty, I think that strip is 5 1/4 by 3/4 by 5 1/4. pretty sure. Okay, so now we're ready to attach our centerpieces. So I'm going to grab these two large, again, countryside corner pieces, and these are going to go back to back in the center. I am flipping this one over because I can tell this is the back side. Again, I'm getting really picky here, but if you feel with your hands, you can feel kind of a rough edge on the back side, okay? On the front, it's nice and smooth, and that's what I'm going to have there, okay? So I'm going to, that's going to be going back here. I'm not going to worry about that one right now. I'm going to start with this one, and I want to put some tear and tape just on one edge here and stick it to my flap, okay? So I'm going to start with my tear and tape. But before I stick it to my flap, I'm going to go ahead and, no, I'm not. I'm just going to stick it to the flap. Okay, sorry, getting ahead of myself. All right, so I have a piece of tear and tape there. You could add a second one if you want. You don't want to go past this corner here and here. Totally up to you. I'm just going to do one because I'm going to be sticking the other, the cardstock one to it. That's going to shore it up later. Let me just move that out of here. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to line this up again so that those corners are lined up with the fold of that flap piece. And I'm going to press, okay? And that is just going to attach that. And then I'm going to flip it over here, and this is where I'm going to be lining up this piece to attach to the back. So I'm just checking here so that in my brain I can get it straight that I want to put some tear and tape here, and I'm going to put standard adhesive here. Okay, so where did my tear and tape? Oh, found it. Here we go. All right. Stick that on. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I'm so glad you liked the cards. And let's peel this backing piece off here. And then we're going to go ahead and put some regular adhesive on the rest of this because we want to sandwich these two together. And I do want to line them up. So I'm going to just, with my fingers, kind of feel until I'm lined up. I'm visually checking it too, making sure the top, the sides, that everything is all lined up. And then I'm going to give it a press. Okay. So now we have our flap piece here, and we're going to go back to the front, I think. Let's go back to the front and do some decorating there. So I'll close my card up, and we're going to take, oh, you know what? Before we do this, we're going to have to cut apart our big piece. All right, let's do that. Set these over here where I've got all my pieces. You should have two of these guys. They do like to stick together like mine were. All right, so we're going to cut this apart to make our 3 die cuts. I'm going to drop this down a little bit so you can see a little better. And then I actually have a mock-up here of what we're going to do just to help you, because I know it can be scary cutting apart things. So if you can see right here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big pointy leaves, and we're going to cut it right at that spine. So let's find that right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to cut it right here, right at that point. Boom. All right, so there is our first one. And then we're going to cut the end off here. And that one has, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 pointy leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so we're going to cut that right here. I want this leaf to stay with the other collection, so I'm just capturing one leaf on that side, and I'm going to clip it right there. Okay, so let me lay that down, show you again on here what that looks like. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and use these to decorate our card. So I'm going to set that piece aside. And I am going to go to this piece. This is going to be mounted on my card. I actually did not center it. It's a little bit off center because the pretty curly Q thing leaves are going to be coming out the top, and I wanted to leave room for those. So I'm going to offset it a bit over here. If you're nervous about that, maybe it would be better for us to put this piece together first. So let's do that. I'm going to put some adhesive well into the middle of this because there's going to be a good sized border. And then I'm going to take, let's see, which one did I use? I'm matching it up here. It's this one right here. It's the one I used. I don't know that it really matters. I have a dog who's actually got her foot on my foot now. Just we're holding hands because she's a little bit nervous about the rain. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. So I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to kind of turn it like that so that this little leaf kind of pokes up just a little bit. This one hangs over just a little bit. So I've just pressed that to the adhesive that is on here. Now I'm going to go to this piece and I'm going to add some more adhesive so that these stick together really well and everything gets shored up. So again, your packet, your piece might look like this. If you have the boho blue packet, if you have the Lost Lagoon packet, it looks more like this. And I'm just going to center that. Again, these are the countryside and corner countryside corner dies. Sorry. And there we have our piece for the front of our card. And we're going to, so now I can eyeball that and better place that on the card. We're going to turn this over and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back because I want that to pop up. If you wanted these leaves that stick out, if you want them to be glued to your card, you're going to want to skip the dimensionals and just glue everything flat. That is totally fine. I like that extra depth and that I get from having them stick out. It does mean that they can get bent, so you have to be careful. So it's a give and take, right? All right, let's take our countryside corner die here and we're going to pop it on. And again, I'm not centering it because of those leaves. I'm leaving more space over here and less over there. All right, so there we have that on. We'll be adding our pearls later. They are folded up in your sticky note here. But let's go ahead and do the inside of our card first. Ouch, mercy, your claws are very sharp, honey, and you're putting them on my feet. Hi, come here, you. She wants to join the fun, and that's just really not going to work. Oh, there's Mercy. Okay, you said hi. All right, there you go. Lay back down, please. All right. It's like, seriously, it's only raining. It's not even storming at all. Okay, so before we can finish our card, we need to get our greetings stamped. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to bring in the two labels. You can do whatever greetings you want. Totally up to you. This one, I used the happy birthday from the Country Birdhouse. And this one I used the thinking of you fondly from the Thoughtful Wishes. Okay, so I'm going to grab the Lost Lagoon ink pad. If you're doing this version, Lost Lagoon. If you're doing this one, use boho blue. And I'm going to attempt to stamp this on camera live. Very, very, very nerve-wracking. I stamped one ahead of time. Because I often mess this up on a live video, but we'll give it a try. When I'm trying, like this is a cling mount, so it really is better to stamp first and then die cut, but can't always do that. Okay, I didn't do terrible. I didn't get it very centered, and it's almost straight. Yeah, okay, I'm going to use my other one. There we go. Yay. All right, and then this one is much easier because it is the photopolymer. So I think I can hit this one. I hope so, because I didn't pre-do this one. All right, and it just exactly fits on your countryside corner piece there. There we go. Happy birthday. Okay, I've got those stamped. I'm going to close up my Lost Lagoon pad, or if you're using boho blue, close that one up. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to adhere. Let's bring in my pieces that I cut apart. Not the middle one, but the other one that has the 4 leaves on it. That's the one that I'm going to attach behind here. Okay, so I'm going to do it kind of the same way. I'm going to put some adhesive on here. Again, I'm going to leave mine loose. If you do want to put a few dots of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back of it and tack it down more, totally fine. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. And you can put it, oops, sorry, I'm off camera. You can put it anywhere you want on this scene, depending on where your pattern is. You might like it lower, you might like it higher, totally up to you. But there, it just adds that bit of decoration there. So we've got that one done, and we're going to do the back die cut here. So for that one, we have our remaining piece, and that one we're just going to see, what did I do? I had the 3 leaves at the top and the 2 leaves at the bottom, and then I stuck it on by just putting the label in between the 2. So let's go ahead and add some adhesive to this, and I'm just going to center it in the middle of this die cut. And then I'm going to tack it down. Okay, and give it a good press. We don't want that coming off. And there we have our 1 in a million fun. Oh, no, we don't. We have to add her to my, oh, I was gotten ahead of myself. I forgot the embellishments. We don't want to forget those. Those are the fun part. All right, and again, if you're doing this one, that's what it should look like. So let's go back to the pearls here. They're in a Post-it note. You might have 3 large, you might have 3 small. I have 3 small in my Post-it note. This one was the 3 large. So you can see what they both look like this way, which is awesome. Didn't know that was going to happen, but that's perfect. So I'm just going to put my piercer under there. I'm going to pick that up. Yeah, just one. You can add them wherever you want. I do. Just going to add one there, and one more at the top. After you get these in place and you're happy with your placement, which I'm not, I'm going to move this one up a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to move it up a little bit higher. Okay, after you're happy with your placement, go through and give it a good press with your thumb, with your bone folder, with something to just really make sure that that adhesive is gripping into that embossed part, okay? And there we have our 1 in a million fun fold card vertical version. And this just wants to really join the party. Away you go. It's been put in timeout now. Again, this version is with the Thoughtful Wishes bundle. Betty is asking, she lives in Canada, can she purchase my PDFs? Yes, Betty, anybody globally can purchase my PDFs. I have people from Australia, Canada, France, all over that purchase them. So here we have these 2 versions. Let's go ahead and take another look at the alternates. All right, so we can look at these again. Let's bring in one more time the original one that Stampin' Up! Sent me, which was a 6x6 version. And none of mine I decorated on the back. I would have loved to, but time and too much die cutting just made it not possible, but you totally could. I mean, it's so fun to have that on the back, right? All right, so let's look at the alternates here. So the first 2 here are 2 more vertical versions. This one is with the beautiful Inspiring Snapdragons bundle, which is on sale this month. And we're going to, and you can see I used the Unbounded Love bundle, also on sale this month. And then inside we have more snapdragons, more dragonflies, all in pretty in pink, which I'm just wild about right now. And so there's that version. And then we also have this sneak peek with Sophisticated Sled bundle coming in the online exclusive next month. It works beautifully with that fun swirl embossing folder. Looks just like snow or ice. And then I use the Countryside Woods paper on here. And then we have our sentiment on the back side there. Also another new one coming in the online exclusives. And then you go to this one, which is the one that my team will be making. This is the horizontal version. So this one is the one where I tried to mimic the Stampin' Up! Card, or at least get the similar feel from what they had done. And this is a new bundle called Golden Greenery that will be available in the online exclusives. This is the translucent floral bundle, which is on low inventory right now, but it is available at this moment in time. And then, so these little flowers are from translucent floral. The bigger leaves are from the Golden Greenery, which again is available next month. And then we have the wildly flowering paper on here, and some more fun ones on the back. Again, I like to leave them loose, but you could certainly tack that down very easily. And then the design, and then one more horizontal fold. This version with the Golden Greenery and that beautiful new vellum. The what's it called again? Mercury, right? It's called Gold Mercury Vellum. Super pretty, and a little bit just adds a really nice effect on a card. And this one opens up like this, and right here. So those are our 1 in a million fun fold cards. The PDF will be available next week. I'll have it up on my blog. If you placed an order last month, you will get that PDF via email as soon as it's done. If you're one of my team members anywhere in my extended team, you'll receive that. In my 3 levels of my extended team, you will receive that PDF for free as well. And there are our cards. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around. Where's the button? There it is. Thanks so much for joining me today and letting me share these gorgeous cards with you. Can't wait to share the PDF with you as soon as it is done. I will be back tonight for more stamping fun. I hope you can tune in and join me at 7:30 Central Time this evening. See you then, everyone. And again, if you want to make sure that you get the blog post when it goes up with the PDF information, you can go to Suestampfield.com, click on subscribe. Take care, have a great afternoon, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.